Republican lawmakers plan to continue marching the state's income tax to zero, but some activists say the move will only benefit the wealthy. Just as the session got started, a group of organizations led by the Kentucky Center of Economic Policy sent a letter to lawmakers calling on them to stop the tax cut any further. The rate dropped from 5 to 4.5% at the start of the year due to 2022's House Bill 8, but needs legislative action to move it down to 4%. Advocates say further cuts will hurt services funded by those taxes, and the state could stand to lose more than $247 million this fiscal year and even more in 2024.
HB 8 uses our temporary excess as an excuse for large permanent tax cuts that will squander our current surpluses over time and tear a major hole in future funding for schools, hospitals, and other essential needs.
In the letter, the groups ask lawmakers to reject the cuts in favor of using that money to boost early childhood education, state worker and teacher salaries, and housing in eastern Kentucky.
Despite this, Kentucky's House Speaker says lawmakers will likely pass an income tax cut bill this week.
As Bodie Brooks reports, the bill was filed just as lawmakers gavelled in for the session. He joins us from Frankfort with reaction to the first day of the General Assembly. Bodie.
Yeah, Marvin and Monty, a busy day back in Frankfort for sure. As you just saw before lawmakers even officially got their day started, several organizations got in front of cameras emotionally expressing their wishes for the session. Of course, not all of them will be granted, but we are seeing some indications of where the GOP majority may go on some of these issues with some early bills just filed today. The opening day of Kentucky's 2023 session was filled with the typical pomp and circumstance. New members taking the oath of office, leadership re-elected. But outside the chamber walls,
it affects everything that I do. When you take money away from education, from health, from safety.
From tax reform to marijuana, activists wanted lawmakers to hear their concerns. Nearly 30 groups calling on lawmakers to halt cutting the state's income tax. Representative Jason Petrie filing House Bill 1. That would continue the cut to 4% by next year.
Those services taxes are in no way making up for the huge hole that this is going to blow into our budget. We believe that there are permanent cuts being made on behalf of temporary surpluses, and we think that that's bad policy.
Democrats like Representative Sherilyn Stevenson of Lexington sharing activist concerns the cuts only benefit wealthy earners. But Republicans feel it's helping keep more money in Kentuckians' pockets.
Well, certainly it does take money out of state coffers. About $600 million this year, about $1.2 billion in 2024, and we happen to believe that it's good policy to allow taxpayers to keep more of their hard-earned money.
Representative Nima Kulkarni of Louisville filing bills for a constitutional amendment to decriminalize marijuana. The House having already passed medical marijuana last year, but faces a roadblock in the Senate. Speaker Osborne says the House will likely pass House Bill 1 by Thursday of this week, sending it on to the Senate, although when that chamber eventually votes on it will likely be in February as lawmakers are taking a break at the end of this week. Tomorrow night, Governor Andy Beshear delivers his State of the Commonwealth address, where he will lay out his administration's legislative priorities. Live at the state capitol, I'm Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.